talking about semen retention, we're talking about the reversing the flow of life force. It's not about the physical semen, it's about the ojas. Ojas is life force. That's why it doesn't matter your gender, because sometimes the guys ask or girls ask, is it the same? Or I wish you had a book for women on semen retention. I don't have any semen though. I'm like, it's not about the semen, it's about the ojas. It's about your life force, and we all lose it in the same way, which is predominantly by excessive dopamine stimulation, which, if we're talking about how that happens in the sexual arena, it's by masturbation, by lusting, all that stuff. So when we're talking about, I'm just using semen retention to index the video so like people know like what we're talking about. But we're talking about not losing our life force. And the important thing here is this is an alchemic process. A few have come to realize this because they see over the years that willpower doesn't do it. You cannot force yourself. How are you going to force your life force to stop going down? That's what causes the relapse. That's what causes the urge to masturbate and to lust and to this whole thing, promiscuous sex, hookers, etc. The life force goes down, activates the sex center, the mind and imagination gets involved and starts desperately looking for a way to release. Well, if the energy wasn't going down, it doesn't need to release. If the energy's flowing more systemically, you're good. You don't, those destructive thought patterns and the compulsions to do things you know that you shouldn't do, that aren't auspicious, they don't activate in you. Maybe out of habit, they come around once in a while, the mind will just check, can I get him to bite? Oh no, he doesn't bite anymore. Oh, there's a good victim. Yeah. The mind messes with them. But the real key here, you can say, is, and it's too simple. It's not easy to do, but the so-called concept, even though it's not a concept, it's an actual living principle, is awareness. Awareness is your key to freedom. Awareness is what kickstarts the alchemic machine. Well, how do you apply that to semen retention? You be aware, first of all, that this energy's going down, putting pressure on you. Be aware that there's a compulsion now to act out. Be aware of the whole mental play. Be aware of when you go out and you're trying to get a hit from a girl to give you validation. Be aware of when you're undressing her with your eyes, or when you're watching porn, or just fill in the blank. There's so many forms this takes, fetishes, etc. Be aware when that starts to kick off in you. That's the main thing. You be aware of it. So then the mind will say, okay, what do I do now? I'm aware of it. Then you be open to transcend, letting some power transcend that for you. You be aware of it. See, intuitively, you're going to be shown what to do. That's the whole thing. This is why I say nobody can help you. Nobody can give you a technique or a course that you can follow that can beat this, because this is beyond physical level. This is beyond, like, you can't work within this realm to beat something that's higher than this realm. When we're talking about the sexual instinct and biology and alchemy, that's higher than what the mind can understand. So you need some higher power, some higher help. The way you get the higher help is you become aware that it's happening now. This play of life force going down, and then the compulsion to engage in things that you're trying to be free of, that starts to activate. Then you be open. You just be open. You can pray if you want. You do whatever you got to do, but you're open to having this some higher. You got to believe there's a higher power or energy or something that's going to help you, or at least be willing to believe. And it's not a mystical, godly, religious thing. It's just like, don't. This is why people have, and I understand, like, have an aversion toward, like, the word God in religion. And yeah, because, like, people have misused and abused these words, and you're going to go to hell forever if you don't do this, that, and this. It's ridiculous. So forget all that. Get rid of all that. Be a blank slate. And just be open to some higher, greater power that's in you, It's not some entity up in space and you got to like do something just right to get it to help you. No, this power is in you, but most are unaware of it. So you be open to how that's going to help you. How can this help me? Okay, it's like taking me over. God, you can call it God, you can call it divine, you find your own word. This power does not care what you call it. Don't care. If you call it the wrong word, it's not going to like send you to hell. You have to delete this nonsense if you've been conditioned with it. Those who haven't been indoctrinated with religious conditioning, a lot of times you're in a better place because you're like free of all that dogma. You don't have to like delete the dogma first to come back to ground zero. You're already at ground zero. So you feel. You're open to feel this power. Don't get upset if the mind will say, I don't feel anything. Okay, who cares? You're open to feel, you're willing to feel how something can do for you what you can't do for yourself. First, try with the willpower. We can't help it anyway. You see it in the comment section all the time. Like, oh, this happened. How do I beat it? What's the technique? You'll come to see there's no beating this. Not on the deepest level. I'm talking about the deepest level. I'm not talking about holding the spring down, restraining yourself, just making yourself not do it, or becoming a work addict or some other kind of addict to where you don't have any time to even feel these energies moving around or to watch nonsense on the internet, like, because you're like so busy. That doesn't count. There'll come a time where you're not busy and then all this stuff will come up again. We're talking about being free on the deepest level, which is, it doesn't matter if you're engaged in something, doesn't matter if you're just sitting here, doesn't matter if there's girls around, doesn't matter if they have their clothes off, it doesn't matter if they're hitting on you, it just doesn't matter. That doesn't activate this lower level compulsion that used to drag you all around. It just drag you around. The mind can't understand. The mind misinterprets a lot of time what I'm saying. It'll say, oh, he's like against having sex or relationships because the mind can only understand one, black and white, one or the other. I'm talking about being free so that you actually have a chance to have a good relationship and to actually have sex that is meaningful. How can you have meaningful sex if you're a victim of lust all the time and a sex addict? Your whole, the way you look at her, your sex, everything's going to be perverted with lust. People are so duped in this, they don't even know there's a way out. They think that's all there is. So when you talk about being free of lust, they like think you're talking about being celibacy because that's all they know. Lust, that's it. That's all they know. Oh, no lust? You mean you want me to be like a celibate monk? No, I don't want to do that. It's like, no, bro, there's like something in between here. So this channel is about trying to point to that, at least, and some will realize it. Awareness is a much bigger gun than willpower. Because willpower is going to make you stressed after a while because you're going to see that you can't beat this. And then your willpower, you get overheated. Mind gets overheated. It's like, why can't I be? Oh, hell, I'm just going to do it. That's how the mind works. Mind's like, yeah, I'll help you beat this, knowing it can't beat it. And then it's like, damn, this sucks. It's too hard. I can't beat it. I might as well do it. Oh, I'm going to go find some justification on the internet that says it's good to do. It's like, no, you're open to being free of it. You're open to so-called beating it. It's not that you beat it, you transcend it. You can't beat this. This isn't something that you can beat. It's going to beat you every time if you step to it in an aggressive way. This is alchemy or aikido, if you want to use martial art terminology. It's you're taking the energy, but you're not doing this. It's happening somehow. The energy, it comes up, and then somehow it just transforms. Nobody knows how it works. There's no techniques you can do to do that. There's some yoga and some things maybe that can seem to help, and some breathing. Try all that. Do it. I'm not against anything. I'm all for be in the stage that you're in. Certain things might seem to help you now that later then you'll just let them go, and it's an evolutionary thing. So the balance between awareness and willpower. I'm not saying like we don't spend any effort or will to try to come out of this either. It's both. I'm saying awareness and being conscious of this play is number one. Okay, let that be supported with some amount of effort and willpower. You'll know the amount. Nobody can tell you, like, how are we going to talk about what's the right amount? You do both. You work toward, like, the compulsion comes up, you want to go to the brothel. Damn it, I don't want to go, yeah, but I gotta go. Sometimes you might go, you might have to go. Okay, if you go, be super conscious when you're there. You walk in, you feel the low vibrational atmosphere, you're looking at all the like dead bodies with smiles and makeup. Feel how that feels. You're laying in bed with somebody that's been around with who knows how many guys. Feel how that feels. Okay, now you lose your ojas. How does that feel? Yeah, pay attention to that. Okay, you might need to do that. I don't know how many times. Depends how strong this addiction is. Then the next stage, at the same time, you're being open to being free. This is a paradox people can't understand. You're laying in bed with the hooker, doing something you shouldn't do, you feel. It's not about right, wrong, good, or bad. It's just about, is it high vibration or low vibrational? So you're laying in bed with her, you're like, no, you don't want to do it, but yet the compulsion's super strong to do it. At the same time, you be open. You start praying in that situation, or be open, like, okay, God, here I am again. It's going to happen again. Man, I'm powerless over this. I'm open to transcending it, like, seriously. You know, you work it. You work this thing like that. Then the next time the compulsion comes, who knows? Maybe you'll be able to resist it somehow. You can just be like, damn it, I'm going to, like, go to a 12-step meeting instead. Or I'm going to go call my friend who's higher level, or, you know, I'm going to go for a run. The compulsion passed. Then you get some confidence. You're like, oh, this works. Then next time, maybe you win again. And then maybe the third time you lose. Oh, no. Then you get back on the train, you do it again. And this is the process, how it works. And there's different levels. There's all levels to this. I've made videos about that. And once you stop with the gross level of promiscuous sex and brothels and masturbation and porn, then you'll get into the more subtle, more mental lust. The edging. Maybe you touch yourself. You watch porn and you touch yourself. You just stimulate, but you don't want to release. Maybe you go out in public where girls are to see if they look at you. You get a little hit. Maybe you fantasize about girls, or your past experiences with them, or some kind of fantasy scenario that, you know, whatever. That's more subtle. How are you going to stop doing that? That's my question to the people who say, just beat it. Never worked for me. I don't know what happened. I just became free. I became free by what I'm trying to explain to you. I was constantly open to having this stuff, like, just pulled out of me somehow by something. And it did. It finally happened. The more humble I was, though, I had to really see that I couldn't beat this. This greater power or blessing can't come if you still think that you can make moves and you got this, you can beat this. It's almost like the power says, okay, if you can do it, do it. It wasn't until I remember, man, I was, like, in my room and I'm like, I can't stop edging. I can't stop it. Like, it's impossible. It's, like, all in me, intertwined in my 60 trillion cells. It's like, they're like, how the hell am I going to stop this? God, can you just, damn it, help me? I can't stop this. And then there was some shift. Something happened, you know, and I started becoming more and more free of it. I'd go like 90 days. I wouldn't even think about girls. And then all of a sudden the energy would come up and I'd see a girl outside and I'd notice, oh, I'm playing again a little bit. God, something help me. I'm, you know, but then it wouldn't last long. And then I'd be back on point again. So this is the process. This is how it works. Let's see. Oh, I lost my place. Yeah. When you're at war with yourself and beating yourself up, don't you see that's anti-productive? That does not help you in this alchemic process. damn it, what's wrong with me? I should be able to do this. This is so stupid. Why did I do? That does not help you. Don't stop trying. Don't give up. That's the thing. Don't give up. And you keep asking something greater than you to help you. Even you don't know what this is. You can't define what this power is. We're talking about infinite power. The same power that like created the whole universe and created you and sustains everything. You can't figure out what it is. Don't even try to figure it out. Who cares? That's a waste of time. You just ask this power, if you believe in it, to somehow help you. And then in time, it will help you. The other thing is about chasing these streaks. How much time you got on semen retention. I remember I was going to a group, and they'd keep track of how much time. It's okay, I have such and such free of watching porn and masturbating. And then they'd say, I have such and such time free of edging. And I remember thinking, how are you gonna say, there's so many subtle levels to edging. Like, not watching porn, okay, it's pretty black and white. Are you watching porn? No, okay. Masturbating, same, black and white. Edging? How are you gonna control that? A fantasy, how are you gonna, can you control, if you can control your mind that good, you're a Buddha. How are you going to control sexual fantasies or thoughts coming in your head? Well, I won't entertain them. How are you going to stop that? You won't entertain them to what degree? What does that mean? You're not going to put your attention on it? Okay, that's good. What if a little attention goes on it? And I realized it was a big mind trip. It can be an ego trip too. People start comparing how much time they have, you know. Forget about time. I don't care about time. People ask me how long I've been doing, I don't know, a long time. That's what I say, because I don't care. What matters is, are you free? Do you feel free inside? If you're free inside, you don't care, man. You're not trying to keep track of time. What the hell's time? Time, it's an illusion in itself. So if it helps you though, see, I'm not against anything. If it helps you, like, look, it's okay also. Like, damn, it's been 30 days, I haven't watched porn or masturbated. Yeah, good. That is good. That's good. But all I'm saying, don't, see, sometimes when people leave comments, oh, I like urinated and I noticed some semen came out. Is that a relapse? Oh, I had a wet dream. Is that a relapse? Do I lose my 90 days? Okay, that's the brain damage I'm talking about. Don't worry about that. If something happens involuntarily, what are you gonna do? You can't do nothing. Don't worry about that. In the edging, that's an ongoing, infinite evolving process. Like if I say, okay, it's been 5 years, I haven't edged, and then a girl is running by, she's wearing a top, and if I noticed the girl, and then I looked at her top for 1 second, and then I turned around, uh-oh, did I like lose my edging time? You see what I mean? Don't give yourself brain damage. Don't get lost in concepts. You have to listen to some inner intuitive common sense here. This is your saving grace. Don't you just be you. This journey and process is very individual. And asexual has no problem with any of this. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't feel any attraction toward the opposite sex? See, we're all like different. You stay true to yourself. You know if you're making progress, and I have to say, you're making progress all the time, whether you realize it or not. Your spiraling down is compost for your rising up. That bottom you're gonna hit is what makes you like, that cracks you open to where you have some real humility can get born in you. And then through that humility, you'll get acquainted with this higher universal power that I'm trying to talk about, or at least trying to point to. You see, so everything's good. It's like all good, like what's bad and what's good. It's all being used for some higher purpose. Try to look at things like that so you don't criticize and guilt trip yourself so much. All right, hope you got something for that. I'll see you.